guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I have Grace Brows and Beauty here, and she's going to answer some of the questions you guys asked from our questions box on Instagram. So I hope you enjoy. Also, before we get started, all her socials will be linked in the description box below, so you can go and check her out. Our first question is, how long does brow tanning last?
Okay, so when we talk about how long it lasts, I always say to my clients, think about how long until you come back. So usually we recommend that people come back anywhere between 1 to 2 years, but it's totally up to you. So sometimes clients come back at 3 years. That's totally fine as well. How the brow looks as it fades is the color just becomes a little bit lighter and the tattoo becomes a little bit smaller. So you might lose certain areas, but that doesn't mean that it's completely gone within that first year. It may just be that you want to come back between that 1 to 2 year mark to touch them up. So if you were to leave them, they're probably going to be okay for a couple of years.
Does it hurt?
So no, it doesn't, especially if you come to our salon to do it. So I've been doing this for about 3.5 years now. So I've come up with my perfect way of numbing clients. What we do is we ask you to go to the chemist and get an over-the-counter numbing cream. So you put that on your brows an hour before you come in for your first session. And then what happens is we top you up with our numbing cream. And we also, I guess, work your skin a little bit so that the numbing cream can really sink in, and we wrap that all up for you so that it's all working to its maximum capacity and that you're comfortable. And we continually ask you, are you feeling okay? If there's anything that we can do to make you more comfortable, we definitely do that as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree. My brows did hurt. I was like, remember I was like laughing. I'm like, wait, is this it? You're actually tatting them?
Yeah.
So yeah, because personally, my mum, she had hers done. She said it was so excruciating, so I was very nervous to come in, but yeah, didn't feel a thing, which is awesome. So what are the different types of brow microblading?
So I guess what I'll explain is when we refer to feathering, feathering is the style. So if you think about the strokes, hair-like strokes, that's the style. Microblading is the technique. So we use a microblade to create feather strokes. You can still do feather strokes with a machine. So that's sometimes called a nano brow, which means you just get a single needle like this and you create strokes with a machine, like a tattoo machine or cosmetic tattoo machine. So I guess that means there's 2 types of feathering. One is done with microblade and one is done with nano needles. What we do here is we do microblading because there's no vibrations. If you think about a tattoo needle, it's going up and down like this, but it's also spinning a little bit like this. So it can create little mini volcanoes in the skin, whereas microblading is done by hand and we just go like this. So look, there's lots of different artists. They all have their own preferences. It's just that we do microblading or feathering.
Can everyone get it done?
Unfortunately, not everyone can get it done. For example, if you're pregnant, if you're breastfeeding, you need to wait about 2 days until you get this done, purely because there's anesthetic that we use. There's other skin conditions. So if you have anything like, let's say, dermatitis on your brows, you have things like lupus, autoimmune diseases, all of those things, we consider your case. So if you were to come in and you had some type of skin condition, we can talk to you about it. Like if you have eczema all over your body but you don't have it on your face, you can do it. It depends on case to case. And I guess in terms of not just health issues, some people aren't suited to get cosmetic tattooing done.
Next question is, do you do correction work?
Okay, so correction work is one of the most complex things to do in cosmetic tattooing. So sometimes we do it, sometimes we don't. So the ones that we do are correction work that's really quite light. So if you just have a light bit of colour, we can go over it and try our best to make it look like those pictures that we post online. However, if your tattoo is really, really dark or you have very uneven brows, so for example, one brow is like this and one brow is like this. for us to correct it, it's very hard because we want to aim for it to be like this. So whether some of it is going to pop out here, some of it's going to pop out there, it's very, very hard. So I think the best way to go about it is choose the right person the first time. But if there is some correction work, just send us a photo and we will be able to tell you, and we'll give you what you like, your expectations to be set before we go ahead. So for example, if you have pink brows, we would tell you, okay, let's do feathering to see if it covers the pink. If it doesn't, we need to add a little bit of the shading to try and cover the pink. But know that the pink may always peek through a little bit, or the brow, you cannot expect it to be heaps hair-like looking, because hair-like looking needs to be gaps.
Yeah.
But if pink's in between, it doesn't work. So yeah, correction work, just send us a photo and yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel like if you're getting that type of like procedure done, you're tattooing your face, like you're literally, it's permanent or semi-permanent. So
Yeah.
do your research and try and go to the right place the first time.
Yeah, and can I just add that we actually, like I would say probably half of our inquiries are correction work. Yeah, and I think most clients expect correction work to be cheaper than new,
Yeah.
but it's actually so much harder to work on correction, and we're taking on that risk of the client potentially not loving the end result, even though we tell them.
Yeah.
So please just book with the right person. And in this industry in general, like if you can't really get a touch up from another artist. Touch up only applies to the same artist that you've been going to. So please don't go and get something done cheaper and then want to touch up by an artist who's more experienced. It's never gonna work. Just go to a good person from the beginning.
Yeah. How long does it take for you to actually tattoo the brows?
So the actual cosmetic tattooing session probably takes about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
However, we get you guys to come in for about an hour and a half or 2 hours, depending on if you've done the consultation or not, because there's numbing, there's pre-draw, there's question time, there's the whole setup, forms and everything as well. The only reason why it's taking me 45 minutes to an hour is because I do this all day, every day. Whereas if you go to someone quite new, they may take 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You have lots of experience behind you, so you kind of like
Yeah.
improve things.
Yeah.
Do powder brows scab?
I guess that's an interesting question. I guess in the healing process, all brows have a flaking process. So for our clients, they don't scab up. It's more like flakiness. So you can avoid scabbing, which means you put the cream on and you also clean that area. But some people will scab nonetheless, so it just depends. Yeah, it's just part of the healing process. But excessive scabbing, no, it shouldn't be like that.
Is it the best time to get it done?
So I would say the best time to get it done is any season, really. There's pros and cons to getting your brows done any season. Sometimes people only want to get it done in winter because of sweating. But you know, we're in Australia, we're not in a humid, hot country. So even if you were to get them done in summer, that's totally fine as well. I would say the best time is at least 2 weeks before any major events. So at least your brows are not, going dark or peeling or anything. If you had a wedding or a work event or something like that, and the pre-care, aftercare stuff, if you can fit that in, that's great. So color, I find color quite simple. So basically, we all have brow, or even if you don't have brow hair, most people have brow hairs. So we try and get the hair, and we match it either the same tone as the hair or a little bit lighter than the hair, so that it's fuller but not super harsh. We also take into your style as well. Like we get you guys to show us photos of what you do when you go out, like your hair color. We look at all those things as well. Yeah. So color, it's fairly simple. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Grace, for having me in your salon, and once again, thank you so much for doing my brows. Like, I seriously don't have to worry about them at all. I think I left them for like 4 months before I even plucked them after using them. But yeah, I'm definitely obsessed with them. Once again, if you do want to check out Grace, everything will be linked below, so check that out. I also have everything on Instagram. She also has a website with, once again, all her price list on it and everything. If you do have any further questions, feel free to contact her. But yeah, that's it for today. If you did like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Bye!